many times have you heard people say, that business is a gem? Well, today we speak to Amee Phillips, CEO and founder of Amee Phillips, Cinder and Berhad. Amee, how are you and welcome to the show?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Can you tell us about Amee Phillips, Cinder and Berhad? What do you do?
Oh yeah, we are in the jewelry business, and we use a gemstone as a main piece, and then we have diamond, and then usually we turn these pieces into piece of art.
Now, Amee, how long have you been running this business and how did you get into it?
I actually got into it by accident. So way back in 1993, when I was in Europe, and then my mom's neighbor bought a parcel of tumble stone and give it to the mother, and then my mom saw the stone and said, I like it. Can you send me some from Germany? At the time I was in Germany. Then I said, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Can you maybe send some samples so I can, if I can do it for you, I'll do it for you. So I took the sample, I went to the market. Then I saw outside a crystal shop, there's a basket, and they look the same. Then I picked the few look like what she sent me and a few more. I sent it to her. She said, okay, my friend like it, I sold it to them. Can you send me more? So I say, yeah, this is quite expensive. Okay, why not I research look into the yellow pages who is doing wholesaling. Instead of one piece 10 German mark, I can get it for one piece 1 German mark. Then I send more to her. So by the time 1993, when I returned from Germany, so I asked people, where is the best place in Penang that who is buying gemstone? They say, oh, Pitt Street. So then we landed in Pitt Street, and so I walked up and down. Then I found a store. They have a lot of gemstone like what I have. Then I just asked him, hey, you want to buy gemstone? He said, no, I'm not buying. If you want, you leave on consignment for me. I can try to help you to sell. Since I have no market, I don't know anybody. Okay, I give him the half. The other half I walk up and down the street, try my luck to sell the gemstone. So I think my breakthrough is that I bumped into a Chinese boss who has actually, they are the main buyer. So I went to the factory and then they start buying from me. So from one factory, they introduced me to second, to third, so that's how I started my wholesale business.
Okay, when you first started your wholesale business, tell us about the challenges that you faced. What were you missing?
I think the challenges, first I don't have customer. I'm the first woman wholesaler, and the other are actually monopolized by men. But also advantages, because I actually caught the attention of a lot of people. Oh, the lady wholesaler who came back from Germany, and you have to look at the stone. So
you're building a reputation for yourself.
Yeah. And then even coming back from Germany is the reputation. Like, oh, the stone come from Europe. And then also at that time, I think during the wholesale time, it really trained my eye to be so good at looking at gemstone. And then also learning from the other people who run the jewelry store for generations to say, okay, what is people need in the market, what kind of stone they need in the market. And then I actually learned from them. Actually, I learned my trade, but while doing the trade.
While doing the job, so learning on the job.
Yeah, learning on the job.
When Amee and I go to exhibitions, we arrive on the dot or before the opening time. If the exhibition closes at 7 o'clock, we're still there at 7:30 talking to gemstone suppliers. If we then leave and we're on our way out and somebody else has not closed yet and there's a gemstone that catches her eye, even though she's really tired, she just comes back to life again. The beauty of the stones actually brings her back to life, gives her an energy.
The wholesale business, what has it taught you as an entrepreneur?
I think wholesale business actually, it will open your eye, okay, how people run their manufacturing and how they distribute to the other people. Actually from that wholesale time, one, I train my eye to be very good to look at gemstone, how to identify gemstone, where to buy, where to source. So I can get best ruby from Burma, best sapphire from Sri Lanka, opal from Australia, and all this kind of thing. So I think also supplying to the wholesaler because they are doing manufacturing. So you know what is needed in manufacturing. And then, okay, how they distribute their thing, in which section what people need. So it also taught me about all these things that for me to move into retailing. While was 1997, the crash come, then the wholesaling become very slow. It actually teach me, okay, to prepare. I can already in the back of my mind, if I don't do wholesaling, I actually can do retailing. So I moved from wholesaling to retailing in around 2000. So the other thing that wholesaling teach me, when I open my retail store, I don't want to be what they supply. I move myself few notch higher. So I'm supplying different products compared to the mass market.
Now you just mentioned that in the year 2000, you went from being a wholesaler to a retailer. Two questions really before we go for a short commercial break.
Yeah.
Why did you do it? And what has the jump taught you? I'm sure both games are different.
The first one, why I make the move, because I think I can't survive anymore in the wholesale market. Cannot. So I have to move into retailing. Retailing actually then is a total different kind of business because the wholesaling we are dealing with the same customer like 20 customers all the time. In retailing it become public. So you are facing every day different kind of problem and then also when I open my first retail store, I want to be everybody. I want to sell 90 ringgit, I also want to sell 9,000 ringgit. So actually I think that okay, what wholesaling taught me is about color gemstone. I know so much about color gemstone, I know color gemstone so well. So why not I concentrate making jewelry with color gemstone. Also reading about a marketing book like positioning and so on, they say you have to have a unique selling point. You have to position yourself what is your strength. So that by reading the book and then actually it taught me, okay, I have to change my strategy, be what I'm best at. So okay, then when we move into retailing also the problem we face are manufacturing. When we subcontract out our jewelry, when it come back, it's just not up to our level. When I want to do retail, I have to make it good that I have a repeat sales. So I have to say look into the manufacturing so that I start to get one goldsmith in. So at that time I sent my brother to learn stone setting. So I have 2 people starting off. Then later on, I think also I was lucky. My husband bumped into a European guy who actually run jewelry manufacturing in America for 30 years.
Wow.
So he said, okay, I can come in to help me to plan out a very modern and European way of manufacturing jewelry. Then he actually set up for me a very European style workshop, and then even the technique they use and actually producing better jewelry.
Well, Amee says, as a wholesaler, skill set wise, you get to learn about the product. As a retailer, you get to control the product. We're just going to take a very short commercial break while you ponder with that theory that I just left you, that Amee said. But when we come back, we're going to learn more about the gemstone business. Get a cup of coffee, but don't go away. Stick with us right here on Entrepreneur. Gems are worth a lot of money, but how does it make you money? Well, I can't answer that, but our guest today, Amee Phillips, can. So let's ask her. Amee, tell us about your revenue generation model. How does this business make you money? I'm sure you have a formula.
I think gemstone is one thing if you know how to identify the thing which is very rare in the market. And I think that one, the price can increase. You know, a lot of gemstone, because it's so rare, like unhit, and of course it's rare in size, rare in quality, and people are willing to pay more. And then you are not like selling the what we call that, we call the commercial quality, or like you're selling over the counter. This is more personalized already. So like I say, when you make maybe you sell a piece of 1,000, even you make 50%, you make 500. But you sell a very good piece of gemstone which is 500,000, even you make 2%, you are making more than what you are selling the cheaper item. So our business model is that we try to sell the more expensive item that's not easily available in the market. Most of the pieces we have put designing into it, we put good color gemstone into it, and we make it like a piece of art, like a Picasso. You cannot value the piece. It's just that you like it, you buy it as art.
Now you mentioned your revenue generation model is to try to push the more premium products, the more expensive products, let's just say. But how about your business plan? What's your strategy to really gain lots and lots of profits over a long stretch?
I will say it's more personalized service, and then I would say you have to turn Amee Phillips into a brand.
How do you do it?
I think a lot, like you need PR, you need advertising, you need marketing, and then you need a good PR agency who can introduce yourself, like public relationship. And then with advertising is a good printing, good print, good ad you put in. And then branding, you just have to, with a good marketing, then you put all together, then you can turn the company into a brand.
Tell us about any previous PR campaigns or a current PR campaign which you're using, which really is connected with your strategy plan.
I would say working with Zhang Toi from New York is a good PR campaign. Actually, I met Zhang Toi last year at the Georgetown Festival.
Okay.
He came back to do a fashion show. So I think before that, organizer actually asked 7 jewelers to come in with 2 designs, like the Nyonya Baba fusion. So of course, I like to challenge. So I ask my designer to sketch up. I give them the idea, then they sketch up for me the two fusion, and they're actually very beautiful. I think by then they have to correspond with Zhang Toy. Of course, I think the pieces caught his eye already. Okay, they asked me, "You want to do a show with me in New York?" I said, "Why not?" They say, "Okay, I have these two things. I'm leaving in 3 days. Can you do the prototype for me?" And I managed to finish it in 18 hours. Of course, then after he saw the piece, he said, "Okay, the deal done. I think I'm having a show in 13th of September in New York. I will send you all the sketches. You do it, then you come to New York and do on the runway." So I mean, we have to finish a product. I think July to September, 2 months, and we had to finish a series of product and then go to New York on the runway. I think it was very successful.
Strategy and PR wise, from that Zhang Toy experience, what did it teach you for future strategy plans?
I will say be prepared for opportunity. Okay. Sometimes opportunity comes,
because you can't plan for that sometimes.
Yeah, you have to be prepared all the time. I think like people say have a good vision. When you have a vision, you will identify opportunity. You don't have that, you can't even. I give you something, say, "Oh, I don't need it." But you have the vision in your back. When something come across, you will grab it and then turn it into something.
Her drive to success will be having a big vision. Once you have a big vision, you won't feel satisfied until you accomplish it. That's why you have to set a big goal. Instead of aiming for the moon and then you hit the roof, instead of that, you can aim for the stars and hit the moon. Even though it's halfway there, but you still achieve more than setting a low goal and achieving it. But if you set a high goal and you achieve half of it, it's still better than setting a low goal. What my mom taught me about this business is you have to have very good execution power. Many people, they plan and plan, but they don't do. A lot of people, they're afraid to do, afraid of mistakes. But sometimes you just gotta go ahead and do it. Once you do it, if you find out the mistakes, then you can correct it. It's much easier if you already had it started. But you have to do it first. You have to do it. You cannot always plan and not do anything. That's what a lot of people are in danger of. They just keep on planning, they're afraid to make mistakes, so they just don't do it at the end.
Now tell us about your outlets. As a retailer, you need a point of sales for customers to come into your shop and look at it. How many outlets do you have at the moment?
Actually, only 2 outlets at the moment.
Only 2?
Yeah,
okay.
One in KL here, and then my head office is in Penang. But I say point of sales, I think referral, I mean, you take care of the customer, they will refer back to you. Okay. That's very important. When customer bring their customer, try to appreciate them. Okay. And then they'll bring more customers. And I think our next plan is that, okay, we can buy our jewelry through Zhang Toy in New York. So I think we are doing with the Rolls Royce. They are celebrating the 150 years. Our main write-up is that have a jewelry holiday in Malaysia. You come here at holiday, we design jewelry for you. Before you go back, you pick a jewelry, you can go home. This is another strategy. I want, instead of me going all over the world to sell, I will want to bring the whole world to Malaysia to sell it to them.
Let's talk about capital expenditure. How much do you need to start and run your own retail gem outlet or gem business, shall I say?
I would say you need more than $1 million, because I think...
Why that figure?
Because when you rent a premises in a shopping mall, you have to pay the deposit maybe 4 months. If you pay 25,000, like this store here, very small, 25,000, you have to put the 100,000 in as a deposit, plus everything is 150,000, and then renovation maybe costs around 300,000. Plus you have to put in your running costs for 6 months. You don't expect you open the store immediately, your store is full of people, okay?
Yeah.
So I think
doesn't happen that way.
No, it doesn't happen that way. Unless, I mean, in Penang, I can do it, not in KL, because I'm very new in KL and people still doesn't know me, and then there's a lot of competition. And then you see running costs include the staff salary, and then PR agency, and then blah 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 that you have to put inside, the electricity, and then all this marketing material and like newsletter and so on. I would say running cost for a shop, you expect it to be around 60 to 70,000 a month.
And final question, Amee, before we send our viewers for another short commercial break. As an entrepreneur, what skills are you always trying to improve every day?
For me, I need to improve in people management. I'm very bad at that. Right. Because I expect everybody to be like me.
What's your style?
I'm very aggressive, impatient, and very loud. Even I talk to
energetic.
No, when I talk to people, even talk to my kids, why are you shouting at me again? I say, I'm not shouting. So my staff, whenever they see me, they're all like that, So I think I'm not bad-hearted, but
you've got a good heart.
I have a good heart, but it's the way I walk, the way I carry myself, maybe too much energy. Maybe I have to tone down the energy.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, thanks for your honesty on that one. Well, folks, Amee said, if you have good energy, it's a good thing, but sometimes you have got to tone it down because everybody is not the same. And sometimes, I'm sure you've got the experience in this, sometimes people can misinterpret you. We're just going to go for a very short commercial break, get something to eat, come back. We're going to learn more about the gem business and we're going to ask Amee about hindsight. Stick with us, don't go away, right here on Entrepreneur. Hello everybody and welcome back to Entrepreneur. You're still with me, Ben Ibrahim, and if you're just joining us for the very first time today and you've taken a slightly longer break during the commercial break, we're still talking to Amee Phillips, founder of Amee Phillips Cinder and Berhad, which is a gem business. Now Amee, before we went for our second commercial break today, you said you've got to work on your interpersonal skills because you're quite direct, you've got very high energy, and you're very loud. But let's talk about business relationships. What kind of business relationships do you need to run an effective retail business?
I think, like I say, one side I'm very impatient and aggressive, but to the customer, I think I'm different because I don't need to deal with them maybe 8 hours a day.
Yeah, you only have to deal with them for like
maybe
20 minutes.
20 minutes to an hour. So I can actually take it to be very patient, and then also I think it's easier to deal with customer. Maybe I'm thinking the same like them. They want to buy the jewelry and then I just want to serve them. But wherever it come to staff or thing, you think that okay, it's different because you expect them to do certain things they don't do. I can't expect my customer to say, okay, I want you to do certain way. I have to do certain way for them. So I think to keep up the relationship is just okay, be nice to them. That's it, because I don't actually go out of my way to call customer or take them out for food. This is not my style.
Okay, so tell us more about the Amee Phillips relationship business selling style.
I think my style is provide them what they want, and then I think even I educate them what is in the market. And a lot of people they buy jewelry without knowing what they are buying. I think me as owner of this store, I have to tell them everything before they buy something. And I think this is a relationship I'm cultivating, more on education side, and then more on like, okay, eventually down the road in 20 years you can still see Amee Phillips. And this is a relationship we are planning for. Like, okay, you even can buy from my son, maybe eventually my successor. Yeah.
Now tell us about the psychology of gem customers. They walk in, what do they want? How do they think? What's their earning power?
When you buy gem, you're already an advanced jewelry buyer. People started with gold, then they go into diamond, and then when you go to gemstone, that means you already passed through that level. And they actually know what they want. When they come in, some they want to buy for investment, some because their lucky stone is whatever stone, and then even color stone, I think you can make a statement out of it because it's colorful. But gemstone have a different character, and people actually buy because it's something unique compared to, I would say, diamond, because diamond are you buy the 4C. Color stone, you buy the character.
I think the whole business is an achievement for her because she really started with absolutely no knowledge, only a passion for jewellery. So learning about coloured gemstones is not easy. It takes a lot of experience. For diamonds, if you have a certificate that tells you the quality of the diamond, you look up a chart and you've got the price. When it comes to coloured gemstones, there's a lot more to it. On top of that, she started a workshop with absolutely no knowledge whatsoever of workshops. But now she can go into the workshop and the craftsmen listen to her because she's so innovative and creative naturally. She can help them whenever there's a difficult job to manufacture.
Now in hindsight, running your very own business is not easy. Tell us about a mistake that you've made that has made you a better leader, a better entrepreneur.
I think my mistake I ever do, I would say shouting at people. I think I should do it less. It's no good. After
Sounds like you run a tight ship, yeah.
No, I think that part I really need to improve a lot because I cannot sometimes go on call on my emotion.
Right.
But sometimes I'm very emotional.
Okay.
I should separate home and thing because in the morning I wake up, I was get angry with the meat because it's not clean.
Right.
And then later on, I bring the emotion with me to the shop.
Right.
Okay, this is not the right
But that's
thing.
quite hard, isn't it? To separate that kind of emotion, you know?
That's very hard. I'm still learning.
That's why they call it learning,
I'm still trying.
Okay. Now, with every mistake, I'm sure there's always a milestone. Tell us about something you've done really, really well, and it was seen as a little bit of a, well, for lack of a better word, a gamble. You tried something which nobody has ever done, and it worked. Brought you a lot of financial returns, a lot of success, a lot of visibility.
I would say it's my V-clip, my patented V-clip. I think it's actually the only thing in the world. People have to come here to buy it. And there's a lot of copy outside. Actually make me very proud.
A lot of copycats, yes.
Yeah. Once people can copy the product, that means it's a successful product.
Okay.
So I think from that one, I think I can go worldwide to get distributor to sell the concept.
And final question, Amee, before we call it a day. What's your advice for all aspiring entrepreneurs out there?
You need to have a vision. Without vision, you actually don't know what you want to do. Even you want to be a singer, have a vision, be a good singer, international singer.
So what's the vision for Amee Phillips Cinder & Berhad?
I'd like to be beside Harry Winston, one of the top brands in the world. It's a very big
And
goal.
how long do you give yourself?
I think my son said I can have 35 stores. People can do it in 10 years, so I say in the next 10 years I should be able to achieve that.
35 stores in the next 10 years. That's the vision of Amee Phillips. It sounds big, it sounds grand, it sounds large, but like Amee said, you've got to have a vision. When you start a business, you must know where the business is going, where the business is heading, and one fine day, will the business end or would you like it to run forever? As usual, if you do want to give us some feedback on our Facebook Astro Awani Entrepreneur website, please do so. It is right here. But other than that, I hope, or we hope, that you have a very good and productive week, and we'll catch you next week. Don't forget, folks, this is Entrepreneur. Take it easy. Thanks very much, Amee. Very enjoyable. Okay, Amee, first question, favorite food?
Char kway teow.
Char kway teow. You are very much a Penang night, aren't you? Okay. Second question, house or sports car?
House.
House, why?
Because it increased in value.
You're a businesswoman, but what kind of sports car would you buy if you could buy one?
I will have a Bentley.
Bentley, do you have one?
Now I have a Jaguar.
Okay, you are really
Yeah.
the big boss. Okay, now an actress that would play you in a movie.
Actress will play, I think it's Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez, okay. Okay, that's a very interesting answer. All right.
Because I like her.
Okay, you like her. Okay, you got the same hair, I think.
Okay, the hair is the same.
And final question: what would you do with only RM1 and 60 cents in your wallet, no hand phone, no credit card, no ATM, no cheating? What would you do with it? RM1 and 60 cents only.
Well, that's a tough question.
Well, answer it.
I have to think. This is a tough question.
No, you gotta give me an answer now. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. Time is money. What would you do with it?
Wow, that one I can't answer.
You
I'm
can't?
very honest.
Okay. Okay.
What do you do?
Okay, send us an email to tell us what you do.
Okay, okay, sorry.
Thank you for your time. No, don't say sorry. You're being honest.
Okay.
It's an honest interview.
Okay.